Welcome back to the Peer Perspective Podcast. My name is Kyle, and today I'm sitting down with someone who has a powerful story of resilience, recovery, and growth. My guest is Isaac, who opens up about his earliest experiences with substance use and the challenges that came in finding his way forward. In our conversation, Isaac shares not only the difficulties and darker moments he's lived through, but also the strength and structure that helped him turn things around. His story highlights the reality of what so many people face, but it also reminds us that hope and healing is possible. I'm honored to have him here today to share his story with all of us. Let's get into it. Here's the conversation with Isaac.
Back in 1977,
Okay.
I was born in Winona, Minnesota.
Okay.
And with that being said, greatness was born. No.
Yeah.
Well, my earliest memories, right, were, I guess it's not even my memories. What I've been told and been proven is my biological mother left me in a tent pretty much for dead, like that type of thing. One of my dad's friends had went to his work and told my dad where I was in this situation or in that type of thing. So my dad took off of work and came and got me, brought me home, and then clearly he was upset with my biological mother at that point, but she had still been in the picture. She was involved in drugs and alcohol and that type of thing, so
Sure.
Not to make any excuses, but one thing led to another. Short time after that, she had taken me while my dad was working and split town, went down to Iowa, and left me at her dad's, my grandpa and grandma's down there. And it took a while for my dad to find me, find out where I was. When he did come down, and he had to stay down there for whatever legal purposes to
Sure.
bring me back here. Some scenario like that.
To do it legally.
I believe that was the situation. But either way, he showed up and
Yeah.
he came to get me. He cared that much, so kudos to him.
Yeah.
Right, and then moving forward, it wasn't too long after that my dad had met who I call my mom, which is a blessing in my life. She was 16 years old when she started raising me, and needless to say, like there was a period. I think I was like 9 years old when I had a sister born.
Okay.
And for whatever reasons, I started rebelling after that. Probably wasn't the best child, that type of thing, but I always considered myself like the black sheep of the family after that. But it was like 11 years old, I think, where I started drinking. I snuck a beer from my father, and I guess I don't remember too much about it, but after that, there was a lot of screaming and hollering and some physical abuse in the family, and that's when I really started to rebel. So I'd run away, and keep in mind that none of us come with owner manuals when we're born. Right. So, having two kids, the screaming and hollering, I left, I'd run away. And I believe in my heart these days that my parents didn't run to my rescue. They're like, oh, well, he can just sit there after a period of time,
Right.
So I ended up going to group homes. I was at a group home in Winona many times. And I remember the first time, it was probably 11 or 12 years old. And I remember the first couple days I was there is when I first started smoking weed. I tried acid and coke all around the age of 11 or 12.
What kind of feelings came up, being in a place like that, knowing that you couldn't go back home at a young age? What went through your head?
I think it was like some abandonment issues.
Sure.
Felt like I was saying earlier, black sheep of the family.
Right.
I didn't feel like I had a choice. And then the screaming and hollering, I didn't know what to think really. You
Yeah.
know, I was hurt and sad, and but I mean that didn't stop me. You know, that kept my career of like my criminal activity at that point.
Sure.
I remember the night staff sleeping at the group home, and that's when I started sneaking out with other residents that were there, juveniles, and we broke into a bar one time, and we got busted before they even knew they got broken into because I was at a group home. You know, we woke up for breakfast that morning, and there was a bunch of bottles all over the ground outside of the big bay window. I remember that. Like, how stupid is that?
Didn't
you
think
know?
that went through, did you?
Yeah, no, clearly I didn't think that went through. But so I did get in trouble for that.
Sure.
And I ended up in group homes, detention centers, jails. You know, because that was the burglary. Then I'd get out. You know, after the I think that was actually a work program at Chisholm House in Duluth, is what I went to jail for on that, or the program, part of the Woodland Hills program. But you know, then I got out of there, and you know, got a chance to go back home. I, you know, rebelled again.
Sure.
You know, would run away. Just felt like left out and that type of thing. You know,
Yeah.
and again, I mean, I think that's probably the era where I began to hang out with gang members that were new to the area,